So what's going on, internet? Today's Art Tip Tuesday is all about finding and keeping a mentor. I know a lot of you are just starting out on your journey or sort of like transitioning, and you want to find out how to go about the career you want to go about. Well, one of the best things to do is find a mentor. I get that question a lot. So we're going to talk about that today with Justin Anthony from Artwork Archive. So let's go.
So you mentioned earlier the importance of mentors and kind of what role they can play in your career's evolution. How do you find a mentor?
A lot of times, I didn't have a formal mentor, but a lot of the friends that I was hanging around were sort of like my unofficial mentors. So a lot of times when people ask me about sort of getting into sort of certain medium or certain sort of career in terms of the art, I say find a mentor. So for me, it's like a mentor is someone that is not only good in what they do, but they're great at sort of dispersing that information, and they have the sort of time and resources that allow them to sort of
willingness.
Yeah, the willingness to sort of help you sort of get to where you want to be, because they're at where they want to be for the most part, but they want to sort of help you get to where you want to be, because, you know, a lot of times, like, I have all this information, I don't want to keep it to myself, I want to share it and sort of have other people sort of come along with me. So finding a mentor is like finding someone who's willing to share that information, but also someone who is really knowledgeable about what they're doing as well. And really sometimes it's just asking them up front with a letter or an email, setting up a meeting with them and saying, hey, can we talk about the possibility of you sort of taking me under your wing? And you have to be willing to sort of do the work as well, because they don't want to waste their time.
I was going to say, yeah. I can tell from the other side, because I still do, and I have for the last 15 years, do 4 hours of mentoring work every week. I can tell you the relationships that I value the most are when people are seeking that help. They're being very specific with the ask, they're being very specific with the why, and they're being extremely respectful of the time. Because if one easy way to burn a bridge with a mentor is to not show up for meetings or to not follow through on things that, you know, you committed to following through on, and it's a really easy way to kind of undermine that relationship once you've established it.
Yeah, because their time is really, really valuable. So they want to see you absorb that information, do the homework that they give you, learn from them, and actually grow, because they want to see almost like the fruits of their labor is like, oh, I taught this person and now they're in this museum, now they're at this comedy club doing some great stuff, now they're on this TV show, or now they're doing this sort of big performance. So it's
a good feeling. Yeah,
it's a really good feeling. Like, I helped this person out and now they're doing great things. I was a part of their journey getting to where they want to be. So really it's like you said, having that specific ask and doing the homework is one of the biggest things. Doing the homework, showing up on time, being punctual, being respectful of their time, and just showcasing to them like the information that you're giving them is really, really valuable and is having an effect in terms of how far they can go in their career.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like really one of my sort of most important pieces of advice is like getting a mentor, finding a mentor, and sort of like using that mentor to sort of accelerate that career that you want, and, you know, learning from the mistakes of others and sort of like building that network, because that mentor is going to be with you almost for life sometimes, especially if you're doing the homework and you're sort of like growing with them.